Welcome back. I hope all is well. Xogue here, coming at you with episode 8. This is it. This is the one. This is higher than the XOGUIVERSE series made it to, so glad to know I can get more than 8 episodes. Woo! Alright. So, I've done a few changes, as you can see from this right here. Don't worry too much about this. I know this isn't all that attractive or anything. I'm only up here to show you the view, because this platform, this was the roof, and I raised it quite a bit. And the reason I did is because I still wanted a roof so I wouldn't be rained on when I'm right below this. But I didn't really want to see it because I want the entire above ground to be nothing but great looking things. I want it to look awesome. So when you come to my island, you know, anything above ground. If you're walking above ground, you're going to see some cool stuff. So it's higher because looking at it from below, it looks pretty awesome, I have to say. But yeah, so let's go down and I'll show you some other things that I've done. This is actually kind of cool. All right. Bam. Like I said, it looks cool from, from the ground. Nice little water feature right in the middle of the base, right in the middle of the estate. Let me practice. Gotta learn to say the name. Anyway, I think it looks pretty good. I like how it turned out as far as this goes. So up here is ready for the first build as soon as I come up with something to put here. And down below, I've started doing some work. I moved my chest down here. It is dark at the moment, so there might be a creeper. Come on, creeper. Come here, dude. No! Dang it. Well, that just happened. Give me a minute. Okay, and now that's fixed. So I did lose some stuff, but I am not sure what it was. I have no idea what was in these chests, because as you can see, they're all mixed around. Everything is just thrown in here. Now, I did move everything down here, and that's pretty much why it's all just whatever. Because it needs to be sorted, but I don't have enough chests to sort it how I want to sort it. Same problem I had when everything was up top, but I'll get into that later. But I was kind of working on the design. I was just going to have it done and just be done with everything. But it turns out that there are a few things I want to get done in order to make this go smoother. More smoothly? Smoother. Either one, I guess. But, so I didn't have... Okay, so the idea I'm going to go with now is because I don't want to have, like, 150 block long things. I kind of want to make rooms. So you're going to, come down a hallway and you're going to go downstairs, and that's where I'll have all the passive mob farms, the chicken farm, the cow farm, things like that. And this has to move anyway because the design calls for wood right here. And as you see, it's right in the side, which normally I wouldn't worry too much about. I would just kind of turn it into it. But that lava right there is going to set everything on fire. If I do that, my whole base will be gone, and I will just really not like what's going on. So, just to save myself a very huge headache later, I'll just go ahead and move it right away. We don't really have a whole lot, and that's something that I don't understand. The feathers, even though there are some here, they're still stacking here in the new slot. I think it has something to do with the side of the chest that the hopper's pointed into. And because it's on that side must be the top. So it's finding an available slot in that one, which doesn't exist. But after everything gets sorted and I have chicken all in these 4 and everything, it'll work as expected. So I'm not too worried about it at the moment. But I did want to make downstairs, which means the design, I need some stone brick for, the hallway design. I need some clay, which means I need some brown dye. And in order to get all the stone brick, I need stone. I don't have enough, and I don't want to just lay out furnaces like I did for the glass that I was using earlier, because that would just take a little while. So I figured, why not make a video of all the little things that I need to get done to finish the redesign of my base. Because in the last episode, it wasn't done. I'm sure you noticed, you know, I have the walls here up top. It was obvious that I wasn't sure about what I was doing. I didn't know, so the upper... Well, thanks. I appreciate the fall. Anyway, so up top is pretty much good. I don't have an issue with that. I do need to change these blocks. And down here, I'm finalizing, and once it's done, I can start on the hallways. I can start, you know, deciding where everything's going, what's going to happen with it. But we need to get some things together so I can actually do this stuff. So as I mentioned, I need brown dye for hardened clay because that's in the design. I need some stone for this. So I think the first thing we're going to tackle is going to be the furnace array, the industrial smelter that I mentioned in a few episodes ago, and I never actually made because, you know, redesign got in the way and other projects got in the way, and I still need to finish the villager breeder too. So if you don't see that in the next couple episodes, please remind me because I keep forgetting, and now I'm sidetracked with this project and I'm not going to stop it. This is what we're doing. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and dig out a few areas. I'm going to decide where I want the smelter. And I do want it secluded from some of these other farms in a different area, down another hallway, more than likely. So I'm going to go ahead and choose where I want everything, dig out some holes, and I'll be back in a second when I'm ready to start building something. And here we are. Yes, it looks like a massive monstrosity. But as you see, they are filling up. Each one of them even, counting up slowly, evenly distributed among all of them. Now, right now I only have 4 furnaces because I ran out of iron. In between episodes, I will probably finish out. It's going to be 15 long. It's going to come all the way down here. It's all going to be covered. It's all going to look awesome. But right now, I just need it to function as it should. And here's, you know, more coming in steadily as they finish. So here is the beginnings of it. Now, when it's done, when it's covered and I have decorated it, it's going to be out one. And the furnaces are just going to be shown. They're going to be indented ones. So there's going to be blocks. I don't have anything good to cover it with. But the basic idea is you're going to come in, you're going to see something like this, only it's going to span all the way across. And that's pretty much all you're going to see, something along these lines. And you can see when they're operating. You can still click on them manually if you need to. But in general, you shouldn't have to do that. And when all 15 are good, things are going to smelt so fast. It's just going to be awesome. Now, as far as how this thing works, there are quite a few hoppers, as you can tell. Alright, so obviously you need hoppers for these just to bring stuff from the chests here and put the chests where you want them. So that's a huge number right there. As for this, there are a lot of hoppers attached to the furnaces, and what this does is it just makes sure that nothing interferes with each other. Because right here you have this line. If this was one shorter, which is why I need 3 hoppers here, two of a space, 2 hoppers, but 3 total. If it was one shorter, then this redstone line would keep these from going across everywhere like it's supposed to. And these extra hoppers here, let me start by explaining how this works. Basically, items are going to come along here evenly, all the way along, pretty much just like the villager breeder. And since it takes the same amount of time every time for hoppers to send an item over, by the time one item gets here, there's going to be 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 all the way across here, all the way in all of these hoppers. But once it reaches here, this is going to pulse, turning off the redstone, allowing these to pull each item that's in here down 1. Now, the reason that there's an extra set of hoppers here and I don't just have 2, is because it's not fast enough. The redstone doesn't pulse for long enough. It doesn't turn off for long enough to prevent these hoppers from being powered again before they're able to push the item into the next hopper. So in other words, they're going to get stuck here. So unless you have more items coming behind it, which most of the time you probably will, but not always, and if it's something like iron, you may want all of it, you're going to want an extra set of hoppers. At least I do. I like to make sure I get everything. So even though this redstone line is going to power these and items will get stuck here, the bottom row is not powered, which means they are still able to suck it out of that hopper and then send it across where it's supposed to go. Then, you know, obviously you have the hopper line at the bottom, sending it all the way into this chest here. And this one works the exact same way. It's just one higher because it's going on the top instead of the side. And that's the general idea of this. It's not explained well, I guess. I don't know how to describe this process, but hopefully you understood from that. Now that is going to give me all the stone that I need for the chicken farm. Now I did dig out this room. I don't know exactly if I'm going to dig it into the right, the left, or straight, or whatever, but I figure this will be kind of like another little hallway thing, and I'll have things on either side. Something along those lines. I got to tear this out and move it. That'll probably be done later, but as for right now, the furnace array is here. And in between episodes, like I said, I'm probably going to go get enough iron, and I'm going to finish the whole thing out. So the next time you see this, it should be finished and decorated. So I'll have to see if I can't remind myself or something to bring you in here just so you can see it. And I'll throw some items in here or something so you can actually see it in operation, see how fast it goes. It's going to be awesome. But I'm going to go ahead and get enough stone to decorate the hallways as I need. Move this chicken farm and stuff over. And after this is moved, it's pretty much down just to decorating this area here. I want this to be finished, and maybe some of the hallways, but I'm not going to go crazy in this episode. We'll see what I can't finish by the time the episode needs to end. So give me a minute, let me get some things straight, and I'll be back in a second. And things have been moved. Chicken farm is now down here, and again, I still don't know exactly what's going on with these downstairs areas. I just want to make sure everything is separate and make sure that I have room for everything. So if I start down hallways, then I can, you know, pile things into a hallway, make it longer if I need to, make a couple hallways, whatever I decide to do there. But I've added quartz into the floor, and I think it'll tie in nicely here. And along the side, there's going to be blue carpet along this, and up here is going to be blue wool. And blue because, as I mentioned, it is my favorite color. And Fleeks mentioned how it's the most common favorite color, which I can believe. A lot of people say blue, but, you know, hey. But, yeah, so I need blue wool there, which means I need sheep. Blue sheep for the blue wool. Now, that is everything in here that we need. Now, I do want to get started on the hallways, possibly do this line here and some of down here. I don't think I'm going to touch down there just yet, though, actually, just because that's another thing. I think it's going to have a different design, and I don't have one for it yet. So, I do need to get the hallways, and like I said, I need some brown dye. It's cocoa beans. And the community has been very, very nice in stockpiling all of this stuff in this room. I will go through a tour of the spawn later. Some more things have changed. But I will do my part, I hope. And I'm going to restock this, and then I'll meet back up with you in just a second. So like I mentioned, I needed some brown stained clay. So the mesa biome seemed like the answer. However, I do like the idea of being able to get any dye that I need. So I'm still going to run and get a jungle sapling so I can grow my own jungle trees and I don't ever have to run so far away again. But the mesa biome is actually the closest portal to it. There should be a jungle biome over there somewhere. And so I figure while I'm here, I'll get as much brown clay as I think I'm going to need. And then I'm going to run over here and get that jungle sapling. So if I do need more, I can make it without too much issue. Cocoa beans. Done deal. And the base is as done as it needs to be. Finished out all the blue stuff. Put some here as well. That was dirt. Part of the design. Got the blue accents. Got the water for more. And the hallways are good. I even coated some of the stairs. But down here is still Like I said, I want to finish all this out before I actually decorate it out. Make it look good. And that's just so I don't have to tear down any, I don't know, doing work twice. You know, if I decorate it, I have to tear it down, fill it in, and then decorate it again. It's just not too much of a point to it. And down here is the chicken farm. Into the hallway, that's in preparation for further expansion. Probably have the other passive mob farms over in this, you know, down the hallway on this side. Not sure what's going to go on this side, if anything, but for right now, it's good to go. Starting to get a decent amount of chicken. And the feathers are still going here, which means my previous theory about the hopper going into that side of the chest is the reason. Isn't. It's just hoppers don't want to stack things, I guess. So, it is what it is. Only a few more chicken and it'll start working properly anyway. So, that's about it for this. What else can we get into? Since I still have more time on the episode, I figured since this whole episode so far is about finishing the base, at least the part that I have done right now, might as well finish down here as well. So, I needed a whole lot of iron to finish out my furnace array. And it turns out that Fleeks has a decent amount of it, so we're over here, we're going to trade him for the iron that I need, at least get me close, if not all the way there. And we're going to give him 2 diamond blocks and 5 lapis blocks. The reason it's that much is just because it's 7 stacks of iron that I need. I need a lot of irons, like I showed you in that other thing, in one of the other clips. It's going to take a lot of hoppers. So I need a lot of iron. So we're going to hop over here. I'm going to give this a trade. We're going to quick swap, and then I'll be back, and I'll be there to finish the furnace array. So we're over here at Fleeks' base. We just finished up the trade. I got my iron. He got his blocks. And, yeah, so this is his base. It is... I will just say that I normally don't use this much color, as you've noticed thus far. But I have to say, how he's done it is really, really nice. There's a stick laying on the ground. I don't want to steal that from him. I really, really like the different colors. You see the purple here? How do you get purple? Blue, red. And you got, he has this red room over here. This, from what I understand, is his quick, you know, this will give him what he needs. Like if he were to die and lose all this stuff, he can come over here, take the axe out, destroy the chest, and boom, he's got everything he needs to recover any items he may or may not have lost. And then up here, you have his rainbow bridge. I don't know what he calls it, but that's what I'm calling it because it just seems to fit. More and more colors. Again, very, very nicely done. It's so many colors. I would not be able to put these kind of colors together, but he's done a very nice job of it. You come through here and you have your very white hallway. You know, this kind of reminds me of a hospital hallway. You have all the white walls and it just looks like it's sanitary. I don't know why, but it just does. I guess white has that effect. But it's very, very nicely done. And then you have in here, you have his enchanting setup. And I have to say, it's different than the last video he showed at time of recording. It was a different style, but I have to say this one is a lot better. The last one I didn't think was all that bad, but he's got some good stuff going on. And then right over here you have his anvil. You have this thing. Not sure exactly what that is. I assume that's the beginnings of his lapis dispenser. I'm gonna have to steal that idea and put that into my enchanting setup. It was very, very, very nicely done. I would not be able to use this many colors in one build and actually make it look good. Oh, there you go. Pressure plate, lapis. Boop. Stand on it enough, it spits out enough, and then you can run over here and grab what you need. And Yeah, that's cool. There's this crafting table. It's good stuff. Good stuff, Flakes. Good stuff. Now, I'm not in a chat with him at the moment. There are issues. He prefers Skype, and I prefer Mumble. Skype kind of messes up. Like you saw in the first video, my audio is way too low. I can't go with that. So I didn't invite him into a chat. I don't believe he has Mumble set up. So, yeah. But I appreciate it, Fleeks. Thanks a lot. Definitely shortened my my mining endeavors down quite a bit. So, thanks. And here we are. Here's the entire furnace array. I'm not sure if coal is still going in there. Let's find out, because it should tick up again. There it goes. That's slowly counting because the fuel, this one. No. This one's the fuel. It wraps around to the back and then it goes, you know, into the back. Basically, there's just a whole lot of hoppers. And the coal has to go all the way down to here, and then it's dropped down and evenly distributed. So it will count up, and it will take a second, but watch this. We go into here, because this is what we want to smelt. And I don't really need that much stone, but just so you can see it in action. Now, it's a trap chest, so nothing was going to go down beforehand. But as soon as it gets down here, bam. All at one time. So if we go through here, you'll see it slowly count up. And you see it pop in for just a second. And then it's sucked out the bottom and sent all the way over to our chest. And it will just continue to do this. So now we have one collective chest to put things in to be smelted. One chest to put fuel in. And then one chest to collect everything. See there, it stacks up there. So now all that's left is to decorate. And it's done. So when we need to smelt something, ignore the unfinished wall. That will be dealt with later. And see this right here, this tells me that that's going to open up into the surface, which means we are over near the area where it starts to go down, and I need to fill that in some before I can start digging out this tunnel anymore. Thank you, Cress. But when we need to smelt a mass quantity of something, we pop right down into here. We have our chest there. I'm still working on ways to fill this in without making it look open. It doesn't look the greatest right now, I know. Working on that. I put a solid block up there, and these chests don't function anymore. So I got to work on something. It's going to have to be a slab or stairs or, I don't know, something. But I'll figure that out later. But we have this is the fuel chest, and this is the to be smelted chest. So I got to put item frames on it, and this is where everything comes once it's finished. So here is the industrial smelter. I will come up with a name for it, potentially, maybe. The design's been out there for a while, but why not give it my own name? I don't know. We'll see. But until then, that's done. It'll work. Got everything we need from that. One last little view of the base. This is what we've done this episode. Again, ignore the unfinished wall. Let's check on the chicken. Chickens. Whoa. That's cool. Alright. I can't complain. Alright, well. Things are going smoothly. I think this is as done as it needs to be before I can start adding things in. I eventually still need to do down here. And I'll be working on that pretty soon. I want to get most of the design done. So that way, when I add something, I only have to design a small part of it rather than, you know, the rest of it just to make it look good. And it'll be a lot easier to blend it in with, you know, its surroundings rather than trying to come up with something and then making two different designs match that way. So here's some stuff. I have some other things I need to do here. This is the basic design. I'm going to have one of these in each of these 4 down corners. Only there's going to be an anvil on this side as well. So you're going to have the crafting, anvil. And that's going to go on all 4 of these. Also, I need to make a room or something for the bed area, and I want to deck that out and actually make it look like a bedroom rather than just slapping a bed down in a tiny little room and calling it a day. I want it to look a little bit better than that. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with that, but for now it's going to stay right here because it does work. And another thing I need to do is organize my chests because they are messy. They're all like kids' toy boxes. Everything's thrown in and nothing has... I have to look through like all of them just to make sure I get what I need. It's absolutely horrible. So that will also be done possibly off camera. All of this might be done off camera. So the next episode, this stuff might be done. But yeah, I think I might actually, when I do the organization, I'm going to try to... You know, for example, if I do all the stone stuff over here, then this floor here is going to be stone. Or I have like plants and stuff, then this little corner is going to be decked out. It's going to have like grass and then some kind of bushes or flowers or something. And then, I don't know, I probably have an area for mob drops and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get that done. Just an idea just came to mind, but I'm not going to say it until I know it works. And, you know, the fourth one, I'm not sure about that one either. I don't even know how it's going to work, which is why my chests still look like that. So I got a bit of planning, a bit of work to do in between episodes, so I'm going to do what I can to get everything in, and then that'll be about it. So, wait, sword? Okay, there it is. All right. So, I hope you enjoyed the build. It was an adventure. I don't know why I look like a giant in this thing. It's pretty cool. Woo! Don't do that too many times. One more time. Woo! All right. So, if you liked the video, click that like button. You want to see more? Subscribe. I'm going to be putting videos out as often as I can. You can also share, favorite, comment. Do what you do. See you in the next video.